This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome to Startup Wednesday, the one show where we get you up to speed with all the action, all the buzz, and all the news you need to know in India's exploding and buzzing entrepreneurial space. This week, our big focus, healthcare startups, and we are looking closely at Practo, a startup which began on a college campus by two 20-year-olds. After its latest acquisition, it is now the world's largest doctor appointment platform globally. Imagine that. It began, of course, in 2008, like I said, on a college campus in Karnataka. Right, and joining me on the program now, Shashank ND, co-founder and CEO Practo. Congratulations, Shashank. I can imagine this is, of course, a huge day for you. Who would have imagined that you would be here when you started on that empty campus in Karnataka in 2008? Now, you've chosen healthcare, of course, as your core area, as the area that your startup operates in. This is an area where a country like India can use all the help that it can get. Lakhs of Indians are still struggling for basic healthcare, quality healthcare every day. There's little or no access for millions of people around the country. How can startups like yours actually change that?
Technology can play a very important role in how healthcare can reach millions of more people. I'm very confident that technology can be a real differentiator in making healthcare much more accessible, affordable, and you know, we can use technology in multiple more directions, including preventive, where technology which can enable preventive will help reduce the number of people falling sick itself.
Right.
So the differentiator can be really technology, and people can take inspiration from two college kids starting out of NITK Surathkal can bring this change. Then I think in healthcare, then I think people can do a lot more.
Right, and of course there's a personal story to it. Your father was ailing, you needed a second opinion, couldn't find a doctor, you had trouble putting his medical records together, you wanted a second opinion from a doctor studying in America. It's these kind of personal stories that we can all really relate to, and that's where, say, technology and a startup like Practo really comes into the picture. How do you believe that tech can change the way we look at issues like healthcare?
I think the biggest game changer in technology will be preventive. People, with preventive taking off, people will definitely, the number of times they fall sick will reduce, and people will take care of their health much better. I am pretty confident that preventive will really will change the way healthcare works, not just in India but around the world. And so we at Practo are also focusing on building products which can help consumers take better care of themselves, and in the form of preventive healthcare, and that can help them stay much more healthier than having to fall sick. That is one area where I think health technology can play a big role. The second area is where disparity can be reduced with technology. Today there's a lot of information asymmetry when it comes to consumers finding doctors. They don't know for the right doctor. I had a quick story there where recently a particular consumer reached out to us. I was just in an event, and he tapped on the back and he told me that how Practo had changed his life. And I asked him how did that happen, and he told me that his grandmother was suffering from a particular condition, and he could never find a doctor for that particular condition. And when he put this on Google, a Practo link turned up where a doctor had specified that this was the condition he specializes in. And when he took his grandmother to this particular doctor, after having suffered for almost a year and a half, she finally, this particular issue was resolved, and it literally saved her life. So I think healthcare can have such stories where technology can play a huge role in information asymmetry and solving for it.
Right. I was going to actually ask you, how successful do you think you've been in all that you set out to do?
We're just getting started. I told my team that we are just getting started. We're so excited because we've been able to achieve so much, and we're just getting started. We have hardly put in 1% of what we have. There's 99% more coming up. So we are very excited about what we can accomplish with the remaining 99% of what we can do.
Right now, when we talk about healthcare, the one thing that this entire country seems to be, caught in the brink of at the moment is an issue like dengue. And, you've seen what's happening, especially up north in the west, and of course also in the south, and the kind of deaths and fear and the panic that dengue is causing. How do you believe that, people like you, people operating in the startup space, people who've got new solutions, out of the box ideas, can actually make a difference to such issues?
That's a great question. I think that people are the fear usually comes because you have lack of awareness, and you have lack of information. Fear comes because you don't have enough tools that you can use to take care of it. That's where fear develops. Fear develops because you don't have an answer to the question. And today with Practo and many other such digital forays in healthcare, people are developing solutions that will remove this fear. These solutions will act as tools that consumers will depend on when they fall sick. So they don't fear falling sick. Today they fear because they have so limited choices that how they can recover from that. So a simple app like Practo, where you can find doctors, it just removes the fear that, okay, if I fall sick, I can just turn on this app and find a doctor for myself. And within the next half an hour, I can even book an appointment and get to the doctor. Right? So, and I can also find a reliable doctor on Practo. So that fear of finding a solution to your problem just goes away. And when that fear vanishes, right, people feel a little better. And I'm sure this is just a start, and there are a lot more things that we need to do. Coming to the specific condition like dengue, for example, one of the things that we are focusing on is our recent acquisition of Insta, and with Quickwell, we'll be very soon able to tell consumers how many beds are available at hospitals. The current situation in Delhi is where there are hospitals, but they are overcrowded, and there are hospitals which have beds, but this information is not possible and is not available to everyone. So how can we inform consumers which are the hospitals that are treating dengue and which are the hospitals that are taking in patients, how many beds are available, what's the availability like? Unfortunately, these acquisitions happened in the last month, and Quickwell is happening today. And this will take us a few months to put this together. But I'm very sure that by next year, these things will not happen, and we'll have a solution that can be of help when people are in dire need.
Right, and it's that fear, of course, Shashank, that we need to address. We do hope that there will be these out-of-the-box ideas, these solutions to issues like dengue, and that we will be able to battle it far more effectively than we seem to be managing to do right now. Also, your mantra is rules are for fools. We care about values. Tell us a bit about that.
I think a company is all about its vision and its values. I think there are three very important things that I focus on as a CEO of the company, which is team, vision, and the value, which is the culture. Our vision is to create a company that can help mankind live longer and healthier. And that's what we aspire to do. And that's what we do with each product of ours and with each days of work. And the thing that differentiates companies is its vision and its culture. And the way we drive culture is through values. The value that we have, and which we encapsulate with the motto called the Do Great. The Do Great values are 4 in number. The first one is getting it done. That's the value that we have. Getting it done is a value system where doesn't matter what rank you are at, doesn't matter where in the ecosystem you're at. If you want to, what is appreciated, what is celebrated is getting the stuff done. Not talking about it, not thinking about it, but actually getting stuff done. So we celebrate getting things done, and that's one core value principle that we have. The second one is called VUPIM. It is VUPIM, which stands for Vision, Users, Practions, Investor, and Me. So we always optimize in that order, where we put vision number 1, and then we put users, and then we put Practions, which is what we call our employees, and then we have the investors, and then me. This makes it easy for people to understand what should they optimize for. When there are conflicts, people use this VUPIM hierarchy to find out what should they optimize for. When there's something good for users, but it's not good for the vision, you should do what's good for the vision. And that's where the VUPIM comes into play. We are also, the third value system that we have is being frugal. Even though we are in multiple countries, in 15 countries, we practice frugality because that's how innovation can be best leveraged, and that's how you can stay differentiated. So these three are, probably our core principles, which we encapsulate in something called Do Great, which is our motto.
Right, and one last question. I know that you're really pushed for time, but one last question. Bangalore, they're saying, is the next Bay Area. More and more sort of startups looking to come back, or sort of people looking to come back. The entrepreneurial space in the country really buzzing like never before. Do you think we can really seize the moment and make India a startup nation?
It's a great question. I'm a big believer that the ecosystem in India is just getting started, and we have the ability and the energy to make this a global success. In the next 5 to 10 years, the ecosystem that we're developing in India, I don't think just Bangalore, but in the entire India, can truly change the way this nation has developed, and can contribute to the overall GDP of the country. And I think so far, we have been looking west and east for inspiration, and very soon you'll start seeing that, we need to just look within India for inspiration. And that's going to happen very soon. And when that happens, people start believing that they don't need to follow somebody else in the world, and they can truly do things first in the world and still be successful. And that belief will come in. And when that belief comes into people in India, that they can actually do things and they don't need to primarily just copy or replicate from outside, that will truly mean the change where innovation is celebrated and where failing is celebrated. It's okay to try something new and fail than to try something that's already tested and succeed. That's what I believe in. And so it's important for Indians to be open to innovation and be driven by innovation. I think innovation is what will truly define whether Bangalore or India will truly succeed in being a global hub or not. And that's what we, at least in Practo, try to focus on.
Right, wonderful. Thanks so much, Shashank, for speaking to us, and all the very best. We will, of course, be in touch. Good luck.
Thank you, Natasha. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that was, of course, Shashank ND and all his plans for Practo, the healthcare space. Today, of course, we're also looking at other aspects of healthcare very closely. And now we're looking about wearable technology, which is now being used by so many youngsters when it comes to taking their healthcare in their own hands. Coming up right after the break.